Hi. Hello, cutie patooties. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, 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 hi. Greetings. How are all the lovely beans doing today? Sorry about... Oh god, what do you mean encoding overload? I think my OBS is having a problem. And I'm not entirely sure what's the problem. But it does seem to be slightly, like, pained. I don't know why it keeps saying there's like a little... Well, now it's not saying it anymore. It did it for a second there. But yeah. Okay, let me check real quick. Quick checksies. What's happening here? Why are you struggle busting, OBS? What are you struggle busting with? Seems to be fine. Oh. I don't know. Alright. But yes. Hi. Sorry about that. I don't really know what happened, but OBS just kind of nuked itself out of orbit for a second. As we were starting up. Everything seems to be stable now. But, yeah. Anyhow, Soaring, congratulations on your first. Diamond Mistress, hello, congratulations on your first second. And good afternoon, evening, you. Hello, hello. How are you all doing today? I hope you're having a good Friday so far. I hope we're excited for some more bitting and crafting. We will hop into the game in just a moment. I'm just trying to make sure everything is not, you know, gonna explode when I do. That was loud. I forgot my player was at full volume. I'm sorry. This music in particular is also on the quieter side. Because these are supposed to be just like background songs. So, my apologies. They did not warn you of the noise that was incoming. I need to look at like trying to find two different balance sections depending on which batch of music I'm playing. Because it was kind of quiet. Anyhow, hi, hello. I hope you're all doing well so far. We are going to be... So today's not going to be an art stream like normal. Instead, it's going to be another Bitcraft stream. Because I really want to keep diving into more of the update. And I want to work on making... We've got an area that was reserved for putting together our like apiary and orchards. So today what I want to do is start working on that area and actually start putting those things down. We might end up separating them, I don't know. For now, they'll probably be put together. Maybe in the future I'll separate them since the apiaries are primarily a thing for Scholar anyway. I don't believe there's any cooking recipes that currently uses honey. But mayhaps that will change in the future. So for now, we're just going to kind of balance around both potentially. It's going fine, just back from the market. I got a free indoor plant that I can forget to give water again. Oh, that's such a mood. That's such a mood. See, I have a plant here in my room. It's an asparagus fern that you don't need to give it water very often, but you do need to keep the soil damp. You don't have to water it often. What I used to do is I would give it like once a week. I would like bath it basically. Just fill up the sink with water, put them in there, and let them chill. But now, one of the things that I do, because I can't do that as easily here as I could when I was in Scotland, what I do here now is when I'm about to start stream, that's always when I go to refill my water bottle. So if there's any water that's left in there, I add it to the little bath for the plant. So that's how I've been able to keep it alive. Is by not finishing my water bottle before I go refill it. And it's been working, honestly. Surprisingly enough, I've been able to keep it alive as a result. It's actually kind of crazy. I didn't think it would work, but it works. I found a strategy that holds fast. So we're gonna jam with that. I'm just gonna keep going with that, and hopefully that'll keep the plant alive for, well, however long I can keep the plant alive. I'm a plant killer. Oh, brother. Trust me. I know. I killed a cactus. And you might think, oh, did you give it too much water? No, no, no. I gave it too little water. I forgot to water to the point that the cactus died of dehydration. The cactus. The plant that grows in the desert. And I was able to kill it. That's how bad I am. The skill on its own. I know. I know. So don't even talk to me about being bad with plants, because I know you're looking at like the god tier plant killer. It's honestly still so unbelievably funny to me. Because, like, every time I say that I've killed a cactus, the assumption that people make is, oh, did you, like, you know, did you drown it? Because if you give them too much water, they'll also die. But no. I just literally never watered the thing. And so eventually, the cactus has to go an entire year without any water whatsoever. Is gonna die. And it did. But yeah, that's that was my cactus murder adventure. I'm not entirely sure how I've been able to keep this asparagus fern alive for almost, it's been like 3 years now? I think I've had this thing for about 3 years and it hasn't died yet. It's had moments of weakness, but it hasn't died. And I'm honestly very, very impressed. There's one other plant that I've had that I also haven't killed, which is the pancake plant. Or I believe some people call it the money tree or something. But we call it the pancake plant. And it is very, very good. Because it is very, very hard to kill. Which is exactly what I need from my plants. I need a plant that cannot die, because if it can die, I will kill it. Alright, let me get everything booted up. Get ourselves switched over, and we can start bitting and crafting today. Mama bing, baba boom, and bam! There we go. We are here. We are here. And we are B. I'm just gonna let my little guy finish off on his, like, I was doing a little bit of scholarly tasks to start myself off for the day. Clearing out a bunch of bark into parchments to restock us. And to get my scholar levels up a bit now that I've still got the experience boost from yesterday. I've been trying to just like ram through that real quick, so we might as well finish these last bits of parchments and then I can put those away. Say hi to the world. Meowdy. And to the claim. Alright. Anyhow, I I have one plant in my house that needs water regularly. When I pass by it and its leaves are drooping, I maybe give it water. It's still alive. Hey, I mean, it seems to be working. It seems to be working. There's a wild ruby around. Wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. Alright. So, while the little guy here is busy, let's talk about what our plans are. So right now you can see we've still got all the stuff over here from just showing it off yesterday. So today, we're gonna make a special area specifically for the orchard and the apiary. We're gonna put more than one orchard down as well. I'd like to put like a little row. And then eventually, the idea, because from what I can tell, this is the proof of concept. And we're gonna get, hopefully, more fruit in the future. So, what I'm thinking of doing is at the back over here, the area opposite the farms that we haven't done anything with, that's going to become where our orchards go. So we get a little row of the peach trees, and we get a few of the apiaries dotted around. And then we'll make the space already for eventual future orchards, hoping that there will be more orchards in the future. Anyway. You done yet? Nope. Needs to restart that. But yeah. So that's what I'm thinking we'll work on there. And then, once that basic is set up, I think that's when we're gonna move on to collecting more blossoms. Because we're definitely gonna need a lot more, pretty little trees to decorate our home with. Because I already have this plan with the blossom trees that I want to like line the roads with it. But we might not do that immediately, because from what I've seen with other trees, like you see here, when you pass through the tree, it becomes invisible if you're trying to look past the tree, right? However, the blossom tree here does not do that. Like if I position. Yeah. So if I put the blossom tree over here for a second, you can see no matter what I try, you can't see through this. You can see through that tree. There's another tree right next to it. You can see through that tree. You can see through this tree. But the blossoms are completely not see-through, no matter how close you get to them or how far you get from them. So I don't want to surround our road with them just yet, A little sporadic. Realistic game mechanic, I know, right? The devs are aware of this, and so they are gonna look into making it so that the trees are also see-through when your camera is behind them and your character's on the other side, so that they don't block your entire pathway. But until they do that, we're gonna have them be a little bit more sporadic along the road, just to not like overflow, like completely just blind everyone that tries to look through it. Hello, kitten. Meow. Meow to you too. How are you doing today? I got everything on pretty low. I feel like it shouldn't need to be this low, but it still sometimes decides to chomp. For some reason, specifically when I'm in like borderless, it decides to really chunk on my my graphics. Although part of it might actually be the effects from the claim border. So maybe if I hide the claim border, that'll lighten it up a bit. But yeah. Realistic gaming. So realistic. You can't see anything. How's it doing? Waiting for devs to fix a bug in region 9. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know about that problem. I saw them talking about it in the partner Discord. Apparently, at least if that's the one that it was region 9, right? Yeah. Yeah, because you guys have like a prospecting island that you usually go to, right? But apparently someone has paved over that entire island. And so the prospecting... The theory is that because it has a, because it's trying to spawn a node, but there's tiles everywhere, it just bugs everything out. Yeah, and it's like right next to my claim. Now I have to waste TP and jump to the other end of the region. Oh no! On that claim planted walls of trees that are... Oh, that's so rude. That's sad. Yeah, I feel like that kind of constitutes griefing, if you ask me. Like, that feels like very, very much a kind of griefing, like, that the focus there was really just to screw people over. You could always try, some of these outer islands in Region 13. They're also all plains. Like these outer islands down here. Some of them are rock gardens, but some of them are plains. I'm pretty sure like the ones closer to the corners are all plains. You could potentially go for one of those as a plains island to prospect on. Of course, that does require going all the way to Region 13, but... And the walls of trees, now they're... No, not the trees. No, I'm talking about the paving. I don't know who did the paving, but like covering an entire island in tiles feels like... I don't feel like that was part of a decorative decision. The claim owner... No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the claim owner did that at all. I mean, just the person who did put all those tiles down. It feels like their intention there was to troll, not to do whatever else they did. But hi, old man. To you too. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah, no, the trees being on the claim, that makes sense to me, right? That's just another state of trying to decorate. Like, it's basically the equivalent of how we're, like, walling off all of our stations, right? We're creating a bunch of walls around the areas that you can't get to because it's a nice aesthetic. But they might be doing that with trees instead. For a more natural grove aesthetic. But yeah, the claim owner did not do or permit them. Whoever did so hasn't come forward. That also doesn't surprise me. Because I've been trying to think of, like, what a possible reason would be for someone to do that. Outside of just trolling. It doesn't seem... Like, I can't think of an obvious reason, at least, why you would want to tile an entire area. Especially if it's not, like, your claim, right? Like, I could imagine kind of tiling our entire little, like, peninsula here. Because we'd have a specific... I don't know, a specific design idea in mind. But... tiling an entire island outside of your claim, that's also known as a place where people will go to get, like, prospecting and stuff done. Kind of stinky. Pathing around your base would still be easy, though. You have plenty of openings made obvious by the guys. Fair. It does make movement faster, so we're thinking they were trying to increase prospecting efficiency. Maybe. I guess that could be. And maybe they just didn't realize that the prospecting nodes can't spawn on top of tiled floor. I guess that could make sense. But either way, it's very rude. Yeah, I was gonna say, at the same time, you're still paving really, like, around somebody else's area. Like, it's one thing to build a road, right? To build a road through an area. Because the roads are gonna help people link stuff up together to be able to, like, travel and whatnot. It's a whole other thing to pave an entire just plot of land. And especially one that's not close to... that's not around, like, your own claim. The island's so small that basically... Yeah, I've seen. Because, like, the claim that's on there is just, like, the size of a normal claim right now, right? And yet, it's still, what's the word? Like, even with just the basic starting size claim, you already take up, like, a solid, like, third of the island. So, like, it makes sense that essentially that island just belongs to the person who put a claim there. I'm 90% certain it's not even... I would believe that. Because the outer border of the claim has to be... Oh, sorry, the totem has to be... I think, like... quite a few dozen hexes away. 8 mini tiles. So yeah, no, that's claiming area. So you can claim area up to 8 tiles away from the border, but a totem has to be further than that. So, like, there's a minimum distance between claim totems as well. That's bigger than the distance of just 8 tiles between the borders. I don't know what the exact distance was again, but I know it's pretty big, because when we were working on our road, I'll show it in just a second. While we were working along our road, we were moving, part of our road goes fairly close to one of our neighbors. And we checked with them to make sure that they were okay with us building the road through that area. Because there was a lot of terraforming involved in that. But it gets pretty close to one of our neighbors. And so we needed to have a claim totem that we could place down every now and then, because we were along the plains and the calm forest. Sometimes we would have the really high tier carvings on the ground. So we needed a road claim to be able to clear it out. And at a certain point, we had one that was kind of near to their area. Not quite within there still. It was still a solid like 10, 15, maybe even 20 small tiles away. And we couldn't even put down the claim totem where the furthest part of its border would still touch that hex tile with the carving on it. I had to actually put the claim totem a good whiles away before it would allow me to place it, and then snake out and claim the area up to claim the tile that the thing was on, so that we could clear it for the roadworks. So there's actually quite a generous margin between claims, which is good, right? It makes it harder for like one person to box somebody else in and like bully them in that way. And it also makes it harder for people to just like mash together a pair of claims to make like a super claim, instead of, you know, slowly working on expanding your own claim and having to pay the increase in supply costs. On that note, actually, before I get to our work, hi, Star. How is Star doing? Hello, hello. And a Zozo. Oh my goodness. We're getting everybody here. Holy. Hi, Zozo. Oh, do my sniffers. Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff. Okay. I also still need to connect these up. I still want to swap these around. I think tier 5 wood's gonna look much nicer. Gravel. Instead of the way that it is right now, but we need to get plank. Oh wait! Guys did get planks, but those planks are for our tool. He's got extras though. I'll double check how many planks he's currently got, if that's all of them. We'll reserve obviously enough to make everyone's upgrades. And we can see if we can potentially use them to make them. When I have more time, I'm going to use road bricks. They look nice. The road bricks are very pretty. Their coloring is slightly different, which is like... I think it's really nice because they work well with the tiles while still giving you a different palette. Like if you look here, the difference between the brick road for tier 3 and the tile for tier 3, it's a lot brighter. I still want to redo this area because I'm not happy with it anymore. I'm not happy with how this one's turned out in the end. So we'll probably do a little revamp. But yeah, they are very fun. What I think I'm going to do is I want to wrap around this. The backside here, I like the shape of it. But I want to pull this back a little bit so we can pull here as well. To like fully lock it in. Gate. Gate. And maybe we'll here. Or potentially even put a gate on either side here. Like on this side and on this side. To go out. But yeah. They are very expensive. The tier 3 ones are a bit easier if you do the tier 3 dungeons a lot. Because the tier 3 dungeon gives you... If you break the pots in the tier 3 dungeons, you get a lot of potter's mix out of that. And stones and clay. But yeah, making like a full brick road, especially for like the higher tier ones, which in my opinion have a lot of the prettier colors, is an expensive and hard project, which is why I've only really used like tier 1 and tier 3 a few, and otherwise we've mostly stuck down to the tiles. How is Zozo doing today? I hope lovely Zozo is having a good cozy day. Okay, right. So, right, time to actually do our thing. So there were two things that I thought about for the orchard. Right? The first one was that I was thinking the orchards would go, because I'm assuming, we don't know yet for certain, but I'm assuming we're going to eventually get more orchards with more fruit. So, based on that assumption, I'm thinking we want an entire like area that we can eventually grow multiple orchards along. And so that's brought me to this section over here, where I feel like it's opposite our farms, right? Our little farming areas over here. So we can get a separate section over here where we can start to put like the orchards down and the apiaries and some decor alongside them. And so then we still keep everything food related in a nice little trifecta here with the kitchen over here. The kitchen itself is also going to get expanded, but this is way too small for what the kitchen needs. So this one's going to get an expansion done as well. I just need to see how far back we can expand it because I need to finish paving out this area. But yeah, so around here, what I'm thinking is we can like a small buffer back here. And then from these tiles onwards, this becomes more farming area. Up until like here-ish. And this back here, I think will mostly just be for decor. And then it'll be kind of similar to here where we've got these walls. We can make these the walls over here. Sorry, the gate over there, gate over there. Get a little path through. And then just tie through there. Today I gotta go out into the world and talk to professionals. You got this, Ozer. I believe in you. Necessary and reassuring, but so much money and tiring. I 100% understand. I hope that everything goes well for you. I hope that the professionals can put together a plan that will work much better that will like work well for you. My thoughts are with you, lovely. I wish I could like support you and help you in other ways, but unfortunately I don't have that capacity at the moment. But mayhaps in the future, if I still can, I would love to be able to help you. I'll be putting down a whole other claim for the orchard, also planning a Blossom Road. I mean, the whole other claim thing is an option. I don't think I want to do that just yet, because the orchard honestly produces quite a lot, right? One tree produces 100 peaches per day. So I feel like if we have 5 trees, that's 500 peaches. And the pies are a very specific food resource. So at least for the time being, I don't think we need that. However, it might be fun like in the future if it turns out that we do need a lot more space for orchards and apiaries. Or like anything like that, that maybe over here we set up a small orchard claim. Just in this spot on the front here. But for now I don't think that's necessary. But we'll see where we go. Maybe in the future it'll turn out to really be a thing we'll need. and squishing it in the corner there will no longer be worthwhile. At which point, what I'll probably do, if squishing it in the corner here doesn't work anymore, I'll turn this into just like a park. Like a little tree park that you can walk through. Yeah, so for now, the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to turn claim borders back on. Because I want to claim the area we're going to need for this work. So this will be the gate. It'll be 4. Then it's going to go across the front here for the fencing. And then this once again is 4. And we'll see if we do like loop it over to there or not. But that's the main piece. Let's get the cart out so we can do a little bit of clearing. I also finally made my 3rd equipment slot. So now I've got a place for all the cloth. I'm going back to leather for now. Man, I'm so happy they gave us the 3rd one. I'm so happy they gave us the 3rd one. Hi, Metronome. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Fancy seeing you here. Definitely for the first time today that I'm seeing you. I hope your adventures are going well, lovely. Mostly because I'm already... Yeah, I made a road claim, which was the one that we ended up using for our outpost. I'll need to eventually work on another road claim to continue with that. Yeah, I want to clear Orchard area now. Then I'm going to start marking out our road expansion. And we'll see where we go through from there. Also many thank yous for the raid yesterday. Eiler dropped so many gift subs I cry. Aww. You're so very welcome, lovely. I'm so glad. I'm glad. I'm always happy when the raid can actually benefit. Right? That's why I've always had like the rule of like not wanting to raid unless it's like a close friend. Not usually wanting to raid someone that's like unbearably large. Because I want the raid to be beneficial. So I'm glad that the raid helped you out. And I'm glad that Eiler was so lovely too. And dropped you a bunch of gift subbies. You deserve all of them and more. I wish I could throw you a bunch of support right now, but unfortunately I too am very tight on money. But maybe in the not too distant future, I will no longer be. Because you have a little bit of work that I'm going to be able to start doing. Not like proper work that I want to do, but at least it'll be something to earn me a bit of money on the side. There'll be something. Hello. Region 13's kind of lonely. My only company is Twitch streamers and people passing through for the bees. Aww. Yeah. I feel R13 would be the hardest part of any of the journey. I do think I want to keep this aesthetic going for here. Let's get gate. And we'll just first clear subsect. I'm realizing now how small this area actually is going to be. But it's okay because the orchards are pretty tiny. So we'll see. I thought a crit ring would help with prospecting. I don't think it's doing much. Oh no. Yeah. I found, in my personal opinion, I don't think the crit rings are particularly good for gathering. Oh. Speaking of prospecting, hi Star. I don't think the crit rings are particularly good for gathering. I feel like the crit rings are more so for work at the workstation. That's just my personal opinion. I'm basing that entirely off of a gut feeling. So don't take this as fact. But I think that they're better equipped to they're better equipped to support you with the crafting at a workstation. Self-care is the most important. I'd rather you stay safe and healthy than give me money and risk you getting sick or something. Well, okay, first of all, we have healthcare. In the Netherlands, we have a country that provides for us. So, on that respect, I will be fine, don't worry. But yes, if I actually had the economy to spare, I would. But the meds? Yeah, no, our meds are covered. Like any real, like pretty much any medication you really need is covered by our insurances or percentage. And a decent percentage. Okay, let me move to you. You know what? The door is open. The door is open. So we have, like, the way our works is one of the rule, like, so in the Netherlands, you have to be covered by insurance. You're basically required to have insurance. So you always have to pay for it. However, you pay, like, I think I pay, like, 150, no, I pay, like, about, no, I think it's gone up since last year. I pay, I think, about 180 euros a month of insurance. But then because I'm not earning crazy amounts of money, the government then covers my insurance for like 70%. So I paid like the 180 per month in, and then they pounce back with another like 120. So I end up only actually paying 60 euros in insurance because I don't have a high income. And then the higher your income is, the less the government covers of your insurance. It's a pretty nice system, honestly. And it's all entirely automated because they know how much money I make. So they also know how much they need to cover. It's a wonderful system. Oh, we're group hugging. Get in here. Get in on the group hug, kitties. Yeah, I need to move too. I was avoiding the dentist because money. Ugh. Yeah, I get that. I too avoid the dentist at times, but that's mostly because I become very, Oh, we've also got the fine fence, though. Actually, you know... Okay, wait. Joe-bert! Tell Whittle Joe. Hi, Joe. Hi, lovely Joe. How is Joe? Okay, wait, now I'm not sure, because I really like the little stone fence as well. Should we do the stone fence for the orchard instead of the wood? I'm gonna test it. Screw it. Screw it. I want to test the stone fence. We could still keep the wood gate and the stone fence, actually. I want to see what the stone fence looks like. I don't think I've actually put the stone fence together, but I think they're really pretty as like a garden fence. Because it kind of has that old towny cobblestone wall feel. You know? Kind of the same. These are the full-on walls, but then the fence I feel like is a nice small little garden wall. So I feel like that might match our orchard a bit better than this. Where are fence? 3. Let's try those. And let's test these out. Hey. The heck? What the heckies? Bot? Bot? But hi, Plies. Congratulations on your 3rd. I don't know why the bot decided not to do the thing. I've noticed now every now and then with the... I think you know what it might have been. It might be... Hi, Plies. I think the way the bot handles the first words system is like there's a certain amount of time... A minimum amount of time required for first words. Is there? I think there's a built-in cooldown to the first words trigger. And I think it's like at least a couple hours long. This does look very cute. This does look very... Now the question is, right, as a quick test, come here. Moving you over to here. We do something like... No. We don't do something like that. Nope. Definitely, most intuitively, no. That looks hideous. That looks Hideo Kojima's. Hello, pizza. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. A pebble wall? I know, right? Isn't it really cute? The fence here. The fence is adorable. Oh. Thank you for the ASMR. R.I.P. to Star. Alright. I actually forgot to do what I said I was gonna do last night. Which was... give the alternates to the ASMR. Should actually go do that real quick. Before I forget again. See. A couple of hours shouldn't be the case here. Been eating and working since... Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think it's more than 12 hours. I think there's like a 16-hour cooldown built into the first words command. Because I've noticed when people come in late at stream, because I use the first words trigger for the auto shoutout as well. But like if say like Tally comes in near the end of one stream and then again at the start of the next stream, I've noticed that it doesn't tend to trigger the first words at the second stream. So I think it has not like a maybe even a 24-hour cooldown, but I think it has a pretty long cooldown. Still 16 hours. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It could be 24 hours, but I think it's quite a few hours at least. At bare minimum.
I may not hear you right now, just get that care on.
Alright. Thank you, Star, for the self-care redeems. Alright, chat. If I have to self-care, so do you, so you better drink some water right now. And stretch your muscles, or I will be very, very upset. There we go. Thank you for that. That was a nice stretch. Okay, so what I wanted to double check was if I move instead. How does this look? No, that looks pretty shit. And what about you? It doesn't look as bad, but I feel like it's too... I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this gate either. Don't have other gate option. I mean, to be entirely fair, it doesn't actually need to have a gate. Now that I'm thinking of it, we could literally just... Okay, wait. Okay, wait. What if we do something like this? Not this specifically, because this looks terrible. But yeah, okay. We can use the lamppost as the connector. That's what we could do. So if we take you, right? So we could connect this one here. 6 one would be so nice if we could do that, but we don't have that one. Tier 5 walls, but this one would match with the walls. We just go with the tier 4. And we go like that. One like that. One like that. And then this side we do the same thing. I first build those ones out to double check them first. And that's the end of the ASMR. Alright. Thank you for that. Please let Star know that she is safe to return if she so desires. If someone would be so kind. Actually, last thing I want to check is, do the braziers connect? I don't think the braziers connect, but I'm assuming they don't. But no, that. Imagine if the brazier would connect. That would be so cute. I don't want the gap there, so yeah, I want to try with the lamp. So let's get you here. Thank you, Plies. So 3 planks, nail, ingot, brick. Let's get 6 planks, 2 nails, 2 ingots, 2 bricks, and we can test how that looks for an entrance point. Oh. 6 planks. And then 2 nails, 2 ingots, 2 bricks. And we'll test those out. But yeah, I'm doing good, plus I'm having, we're gonna do we're doing some prettying today, hopefully. That's the goal today, is to make some pretties. We're gonna make the orchard area and the apiary area, and hopefully it will turn out to look very pretty. And then maybe we'll also start working a bit more in the center again. I go play board games with friend. I'll do my best to be home in time for movie night, otherwise I'll join later. Okie dokie, players. Have fun with your board games with your friend. Have fun, have fun. I hope it goes well. Also, I did figure out how to fix the bug of the inventory getting stuck. So you see this now, how it's stuck here. If you go into your settings, if this happens to you, go into your settings, plonk yourself into windowed mode real quick. Oh, I forgot, I shouldn't cancel it. Go into your settings, plonk yourself into windowed mode, apply, confirm, and then you gotta go to full screen the window mode like that, and ta-da, it's fixed again. It does mess with the stream setup, which is why I have the stream in borderless, because it's slightly different layout, but yeah. That's how you can fix it. Oh, this does look kind of cute. This does look kind of cute. For the orchard entrance, I think this is nice. Instead of having a big gate, having these little lampposts along the way. And then we can plonk some trees over here. Like that. There we go. And then we're probably going to want the fence to snake around the back here as well. But that's going to be really tough to do, I feel like. Yeah, because that's going to use up so much of our space. Do we... Okay. Do we want to have the wall around the back here? Or do we just keep this kind of open, since there's going to be trees along the back here anyway? Maybe we keep it open and just kind of use the trees to, like, block it off. Yeah, nyankro, nyankro, yuti nyankro. nyancro_error. Then the next question becomes, right? Do we maybe add one more lantern in the, because it's, how many bumps do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3 ups in the middle. So if we put another lantern here, right? And then this one here and here. And that creates our entire, and then we just finish it off with a little bit more of the fencing here, here. And then we build that up, and I feel like this is gonna give us a pretty nice, just little area. Because I don't want this to be particularly large. I wish my cart would stop popping up like that. I'll put you down there. And then you appear down here. Alright, cart, you go over here. I wish I could have a separate button to pull up my deployable inventory. Like, you could have, like, I for normal inventory and, like, oh, no. You? No, because you does that. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it would be nice if we had, like, I and then a separate other button for deployable inventory. Because sometimes, especially me, when I'm, like, doing big, like, crafting, building projects, I end up having, like, my cart, my animal, and sometimes my chest out all at the same time. And it ends up being so full of just stuff. Oh, this song was much more active than the previous. Calm down. So sometimes I wish I could just like turn you off for a little bit and then pop you out when I need you. Like right now I don't need you. I don't need you constantly popping up in my face. But again, that also comes back down to me and not liking having a whole lot of UI in my face. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the Twitch drops should be live now? Right? They start at 6 our time, I'm pretty sure. Ah! Ah, so for the Region 9ers. The Region 9ers in chat. The devs are now properly aware of the issue with the prospecting island. And they ask/suggest, please don't try to prospect there. And if possible, try to remove some of the paving that's covering the entire island. To potentially help soothe the issues at play. Just as a little heads up for any of the Region 9ers in chat. Oh, and screaming cat at my door. Ah. Here, you little screaming baby. Onto the lap with you. You scream, you go on lap. That's how it is. Gonna have to deal with being on lap. Enjoy being a lap cat now, Nala. Your free will has been taken away. Baby. Silly, silly baby. Wee. Weeshy baby. Nine of you. Oh, look at the little Petal man. I love Petal so much. This cute little deer hopping around behind me wherever I go. Are they? Grandma. 3 of you. Give you. And 3 of you. Oh, you're very positive. Take as much advantage of. Here. Are very cute. And as soon as I stop scratching you, you immediately look up at me, upset like, because you should be having all the attention. Isn't that right, Nana? Oh. Oh, this is my life now. I'm a one-handed gamer. Like that. Finish off the wall. It's the rule when Kitty wants attention, gets attention. Although Nala is a little gremlin when it comes to this, because she likes to act like she doesn't want attention. She also likes to act like she doesn't want to go on my lap. Which is why I call it lap cat punishment. Because it used to be a punishment for her. But then I found out that she secretly likes it. She just doesn't like to let me know that she likes it. So she'll sit here and be a little gremlin until I put her on the lap. And then she'll pout when I put her on my lap and start purring. And she'll look at me all pouty and upset, but then also be purring as soon as my hand touches her head. I think I literally have a tsundere cat. I literally somehow raised a tsundere. I don't know how I did it. And before any of you say, "Oh, well, did you know that like cats tend to act like their owners?" Shush. All right. This is another one of those cases of just because you know something, just because you've learned important information and information that may be correct, that doesn't mean you have to say it. Okay. My ups. All the scritches. Most cats are tsundere, also fair act. This is also factually correct. Oh my goodness. You're so loving and adorable. You gotta also give. Hi, Nilan. Hello, hello. Sorry, Nillan. Nillan. It's like Dylan, but it's Nillan. There we go. I got it. I was paying attention in Zozo's stream last night. I'm doing good. How are you doing today, lovely? I hope you're having a good Friday so far. Cat. Nillan was nice to me, and as a result, he's mean to me, because whenever anyone's nice to me, I consider that equivalent to being mean to me, because you're not allowed to be nice to me. I'm allowed to be nice to you, and not the other way around. But he was a super sweet bean, and got me the season pass in Sky. Speaking of, I don't know if you saw my message, but I haven't actually done any of the like quests for the new area, for the new event. So if you want to do those together. Good. Okay, bye kitty. Okay. I need my testing trees. My 2 testing trees to try things out. Also, thank you for the stretch. Now that Nala has escaped lap jail, I will do a proper stretch. Oh, that was nice. Thank you for that stretch. You can put these all away. Also, I was wondering, I haven't gotten the recipe for the pie yet. Do I need to buy the pie recipe from Heimlich? Because I'm pretty sure oh, yes, I do. Alright, well, that was my question. I'm sorry. I dunno. What? What? When was this added? I don't remember this being a thing. And I dunno. Is it related to the pies? Is that why? I just realized the pun. Yeah. I dunno. Okay, I feel like it might... A fragile baking dish that disintegrates, allowing for easy removal of the baked product. I don't know if that's as handy as it sounds. Fair enough. The I don't know. Is it a fruit? Is it a vegetable? I don't know. It's an I don't know. Okay, because I wanted to try baking a few of the pies. Yeah. You can get... Oh, oh my god, yes! Yes! I was about to make an Asduff movie reference, and I knew I loved these devs before, okay? But the fact that the description of the pie is, oh boy, what flavor? Pie flavor. Yes, 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 yes. Just Yes. Oh my god. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. Right, so for our pie, we need a raw pie and sugar. Oh, there we go. And then we can potentially get Pie Mastery 3. And then just keep going up in the tiers of pies. But for now, let's obtain some raw pies. So what do we need for those? We need tier 4 ember grain and baking dishes. I want to try making a few pies. So pies are the new meta food, aren't they? Craft plus gather plus experience. So no. If you look here, crafting gathering speed is minus. So you're gathering and crafting slower. Fish and bulbs is still good because it makes you craft and gather faster. The pie is going to make you craft and gather slower for bonus experience. Yeah, exactly. They're experience food. It's specifically to help you kind of level grind. The thing is, and that's the part that I'm not sure about, is how valuable this trade-off is. Right? Because you are gathering slow. You're 10% slower, so your ticks are going to take longer, but you're getting 5% more experience per tick. So in terms of time to experience, I don't think you're ending up at an equivalent ratio with the amount of time you're spending for the amount of experience you gain. That's what I was wondering. The slower speed might just nix any experience, but yeah, exactly. The difference is, so what I think it's the most valuable for, right, is processing high tier materials that you aren't able to gather insanely high quantities of. So take, for example, hunting. If you go out and you hunt a bunch of like tier 5 animals until you've got a full chest of it, and then you need to go process all of those, I think the pie's really good for something like that.
Pie. Pow wow. Wow.
Pie. Pow wow. Wow. Yes. I think the pie is going to be really good for something like that, where you gather a bunch of material from beforehand and then you start processing it. I don't think the pie is going to be very good for your normal gathering time. And I don't think the pie is going to be that good for your low tier resources. But I think your higher tier resources that you're already going to have a limited amount that you can gather, at that point, the amount of time spent processing doesn't matter as much as the experience that you're going to gain, because at the end of the day, you're only going to process, say you're only able to gather 100 tier 7 logs. Just as an example, like 100 tier 7 trunks. Whether you process those 100 tier 7 trunks in 10 minutes or in 9 minutes, 10 minutes or 11 minutes, that's not going to matter that much, because you're only going to get this, like the 100 logs worth of or the 100 trunks worth of experience. But if you're then processing it in 11 minutes, but you're getting 105% experience, you are going to end up with an experience positive. So I think I think there is a value there in higher tier resources, but I think that's something we need to test. This is just going off my initial gut. I want to actually start doing like more proper like testing of stuff in Bitcraft to like actually see how the numbers line up. I'll make a couple pies just to test. Do a quick batch of pies. Couple pies in the oven. How did I go to you? I wanted to go to you. Crafting speed. Okay. So yeah, I think maybe I could definitely see there being a need to buff the ratio. so that they make it like 1-to-1 for pies to resource. Sorry, for what? 1-to-1. 1-to-1 for experience gain to speed lost. So that it's like 10% experience gain, 10% speed loss. Instead of 5% experience gain, 10% speed loss. But we'll have to check the math. I mean, in theory, actually, I could just check the math right now. I'm realizing I could just check the math right now. Where's my pen? There's my pen. So if we say that you get 100 experience total. Okay, let's say you get 100 experience total. No, let's say you get 1,000 experience total over 100 seconds. Right? So you get 10 experience per tick at 1 second. If you're at 10 experience per 1 second, that would put you to a 5% boost in experience. Math time, boo! Yeah, I'm sorry. 5% boost in experience would put your total at 1,050 at a 10% time loss, put you at 110, which would then put you at half 1.1 second. Yeah, no, that does your experience per time is a net loss, yes. So I think again this is something you're only really gonna use when there's something that gives you a bunch of experience and the time isn't the issue. Does that make sense? So, oh, we need sugar. Give me 20 sugar. And let's bake a couple pies. Yeah, so you're gonna it is a flat loss in experience per time, but, and that's the important thing, right? It's a loss if you're able to constantly go at that same tier. Right? So if you're, I think it's not worthwhile, if I remember right though, high tier resources don't give more experience. No, high tier resources do give more experience. No. So that's factually incorrect. The easiest way that I can show you that, we have a tier 1 and a tier 2 tree nearby. There is no resource tier does affect. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? Here's an ore. So if I hit this ferrolith vein, you can see that I'm getting 31 experience for 24 effort. Of course, I immediately got an ore drop. So 31 experience for 24 effort. I will do 24 effort here as well. And I'm getting 35 experience. See? So the higher the tier of your resource, it does have an effect on the amount of experience you're gaining per tick. So the pie is probably more worthwhile when you have a rarer resource of like a high tier that you have a limited quantity of that you can gather and process. Then the pie is going to be worthwhile, because at that point it's no longer a question of how much time you have, but the flat amount of resource that you have. So again, if we go back to if we have 1,000 experience worth of tier 8 wood, for example, and it's really hard to get more of that tier 8 wood, then processing it slower is going to give you a little bit more overall experience gain. But if you're in an area where you're able to gather vast quantities of that high tier resource, then the pie is not worthwhile. So it's entirely dependent on scarcity, I think, whether or not the pie is worth it. The value of your pie is dependent on how scarce it is. What if we put you here? How do you look? What if we... Nope. Nope. Now you're just all the way inside. Oh, the peach trees also don't disappear when you're going through them. Although that makes more sense, because the peach tree you're actually supposed to. So maybe we do need the orchards on that side. Yeah, I don't think we put the orchards on this side then, because they're not gonna disappear at all. But for now... maybe we do... Hi, Renkai. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I'd still rather gather a wagon load and process it with speed buffs. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So I think it's dependent on what your end result is that you're going for, right? Are you going for I want to gather a bunch of this resource, or are you going for I want to get to the next level? I think if you want to get to the next level, and particularly like Nilan said, if you're working on a refining profession and not a gathering profession, I think that's where the pie is going to be its most useful, right? If you want to get your masonry up to level 70, you don't want to have to sit there and mine as much like insert stone. Like, you don't want to have to gather millions of stone and millions of clay in order to make your potter's mix. You would ideally want to have to gather as little of those resources or buy as little of those resources as possible to gain as much experience as possible. In that situation, I think the pie is useful. But if you're someone that gathers your own resource and processes it, then the pie becomes less useful. Maybe I shouldn't have an alt. It's taken me over 30 minutes to load the client just because I keep getting distracted. Ain't that a classic right there? I'm thinking, do we put use... I don't know if we put these all the way up against the water, or if we put them back a little bit. No, I think we can put you up against the water like that. What I'm gonna do... I think this is how that your wall's gonna go over to there. Then we're just gonna have a little thingy along there. I want to put decorative trees here. Probably not these big boys though. So maybe we'll put, let's see if the sakura. How does the blossom look? A little cherry blossom. Come over here. Can we get away that you don't go through? Probably not one on every node though. We put one back here. That it's kind of, yeah, just kind of hovering around you. And then maybe we leave these open for something. We'll put another one over here. Don't worry about actually making it. And then the peach trees can go along the back here. And like 1, 2, 3, 5 or something. Or wait, okay. Let's fiddle. We put like one here, one here, one like in the middle between them. Yeah, that lines you up. So maybe we do something like this, and then orchard. 1, 2, or we clear this guy over here. Green fire fence, the rings of fire. Yes. The glorious fire. Put that away for now. Don't need to see it. The fire can come back later. The magical fire. I do like that we can have the lanterns as part of the wall. Or the fence at least. I like that they connect like that. I'm gonna want a few more of these trees around here. Probably to like naturally spawn if possible. Oh, we could line these up a little bit more forward so that more trees can spawn along the actual back here. Oh, wait. What if we do it like this? Right? Although... yeah, we still have the path along the middle here. So we get you here, and we need you here instead. Need you down real quick. Sorry, darling. And then another orchard. Cancel. No, wait, I need you. Cancel you. I put you in the wrong spot. Yeah, because I put them like... actually, no, I like this still kind of slightly... slightly like rotated. Slightly like pushed forward and back. That's a nice. Okay. Back to clearing. And if we go to our claim space again. Cute down. I think that'll be nicer. And we can still let it go a little bit wild in the back here. Posted a video of the boys being boys. I muted sound. Oh, okay. Aww. That's so cute. Just little loving lickies. Then bonk. One little face bonk and then lickies. Sirius was like, it's my turn. Now I want the kisses. Oh my god, they're so cute. Stars cats are so cute, bro. Not okay. They're too adorable. This is not okay. I'm tired of pretending like this is okay. Oh, you know what I could have done? Cat, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm really, really, really dumb. I just realized I didn't need to put these here. We could have used the pergola as the entrance. I'm gonna test that out real quick. I'll move these and put the pergola here. 'Cause I'm pretty sure. Pergola. You are 3 wide, never mind. So that is gonna be real. Oh, actually. Put you forward. Yeah, because you're 4 wide in the middle. This would fit perfectly. Would it not? Did I just build all these fences for nothing? Maybe. But... or we could move these to the middle points here. We could still make it work. If needed. If need be. I now have a 15-pound furry weight on my one arm. The best kind of weight to have. The furry kind. So cute. We do have, if you are interested, Kitten, we do have an area in the Discord called the Pet Parlor to share pictures of the kitties. Pictures and videos. Also, I have a present, chat. Look what I got for you. It's a cat cam. Nala has returned to the bed. Kitty has returned to the bed. Look at her. Look at the round little bean. My cat's attention has been acquired. He's staring at the round bean. Let's go. You did it, Nala. I don't know if you can tell because the camera's kind of small, right? But Nala currently is in her semi-shrimp pose. Her back legs are stretched out. And then she's like circled around and she's holding on to her back legs with her front legs. With her front paws. They're just... It might be a bit hard to tell from like the camera because the camera's a bit small. But she loves to do like... Nala does this a lot where she will lie down on the ground and she will hug her front paws to her body and then stretch out her back paws down and she just looks like a little shrimp. She loves shrimping. I don't know why. But I have a shrimp cat. Yeah. Enjoy the kitty chat. Oh! Star. By the way. My cat's purr is over 9,000. Nala also likes to purr very loudly. She is an absolute engine. But Star, I was gonna say yesterday, when you went to the tree to get the Bosk emote, you don't actually have to interact with the tree to get the emote. You just have to be within a certain range of it. And apparently, one of the devs said like the range to interact with the tree seems to be a bit larger on some sides than the range to complete the quest. So you might just need you don't actually have to interact with it, you just need to run up closer to it. So if you run up to the tree, you should be able to proc the quest if we go to region 13 again. I felt like sharing, so I sent a few pics of my cat in the Discord. Hell yeah! Give us all the cat pics. We desire all the cat pictures. Oh! Oh, what a sweet little bean! Oh my god, yours does the thing as well with the back legs. I love that they're all hugging their back legs. I love that they're all hugging their back legs. Look at them go. Sweet beans. So many sweet beans. This is whenever like someone's like, oh, I hate running a Discord or whatever, or it's so much effort to run a Discord. The only thing I can think of is yes, but my Discord gives me cat pictures. So like my Discord is just perfect. Sorry to say. This Discord, just this channel alone is my entire reason to have this Discord running. Even if I stop streaming, the municipality Discord will forever continue to exist because I need the cat pictures. I just need all the pet pictures. I'll share my cat pics too once my arm is free to reach my phone. You are all good, kitten. That's very fair. I've been in that problem quite a few times. Oh, speaking of, okay, so you see where Nala is right now in the bed, right? She's near the far side head end. So usually she'll often sleep either there or on the foot side on that end when she's alone in the bed. When I'm in the bed, my side of the bed's the one closer to camera. When I get into bed to sleep, Nala will come up, and then she'll go roughly to where like the you see over here where the bongo cat is? That's roughly around where my like armpit is, because I always put my arm out a little bit, and I make like a little bed with like by hook like curving my arm on the side there, and she'll huddle up in there, up against like my side, on the edge of the bed. And that's where she'll go to sleep when I'm lying in bed and getting ready to fall asleep. She'll go there and she'll cuddle with me until I fall asleep. Once I fall asleep, after a point in the night, at some point, I don't know when she does it, but at some point in the night, she'll get up and she'll move to the other side of the bed and either lie by the foot side or a bit closer, usually more by the foot side. But then the most fun happens in the mornings, because in the mornings when I wake up, it's like this little game of like, Nala sometimes like looks to see if I'm awake, and if she can't tell if I'm awake, she'll just continue to lie where she is. But as soon as she's 100% sure I'm awake, she'll get up from wherever she is, and she'll like slowly like meander over to where I am and cuddle up to me again. And so this morning, I was lying in bed, and I was just like, checking my phone for a little bit because I didn't want to climb out of bed yet. And I rolled over to my side and I started just like watching like some reels and stuff. And then I hear Nala stand up and I'm like, okay, she's going to come over to my front again to cuddle up with me. And then I feel her footsteps like right up against my back. And then she just kind of plonks down lying against my back. And just like, I full on feel like her full weight pressing against my back. And she just kind of falls, like she just lies down and starts to fall asleep. And it was as I was about to go and get up. So I proceeded to lie there for a good another like 15 minutes at least, after really needing to get up, but I needed to go to the bathroom. And I was so upset because as soon as I got up, she was so mad. I felt so bad because I started to move and she was like, meh. It was like the saddest little meh. Like, no, don't go. I felt so bad. My sweet little baby bean. She's blaming you for disturbing her sleep. It wasn't even disturbing her sleep. She was still getting comfy. She hadn't even fallen asleep yet. She was just like, no, I want more cuddles. There's the pergolas. The pergola. The pergola. Let's see how this looks. Build. Pergola. I'm gonna say it differently every time, I hope you know. So if it like bothers you, congratulations, that's my goal. Let's plonk it down here. Okay. Then, okay, wait. Then we move this over to here for a second, right? And we put you here. Rotate you like that. Okay. We're cooking. You need to just move. So I have... You go there. Plunk you down. You go in here. Alright, I'm kinda living. This. Then maybe you... Like that? Yeah, so that you don't dig into it, but you do kind of like hover over it. Okay. We're going places, chat. We're going places. And then we need to get the claim area up again. Here. We can clear this tree. Bear Gola, it's the garden gate exclusively for bears. Exactly. I'm glad you understand. A particular bear? Exactly. Once Guzzler gets here, we're gonna let him know. Next time a certain bear arrives, we're gonna need to let him know. Oh. This is unfortunate. Oh well. I'll pick these up later. Alright. I don't think I'm getting my arm back anytime soon. My cat is now out cold. Oh. What a sleepy little... A sweet and sleepy... Oh, hi, Star. Oh, you're here to gather the woods for... We pile these all together. Can I release these and give them to you? Thank you. Okay, now what I need to do is move you there first. There first. Turn you. Then boom. A pergola. Into pergola. I think we do swap you. Actually, I don't like you with. I think I'm gonna. Path in. We've got our little trees. Path back up. I do think this is probably not gonna stay our orchard for long. I think once we start getting the other orchards, we're probably gonna end up moving these. Or deconstructing and reconstructing new ones at the, at a separate location. For now, though, this will work. I'm going to grab some basic clay. Just to put a clay tile down until we figure out a nicer path for it. But I definitely want to put that down now. Before the trees keep respawning in the way. Where we don't want them to be. Paving. Oh. There. Perfect. We've got 2 fences we don't. Because they're kind of good. Unless we want this to like, right? The other option I was gonna say is no, because you'd have to go. Trying to think how we want to set this up. I'm gonna deconstruct. I get 4 of the 5 pebbles. It's only a single pebble that goes down. Yeah. into here. Get your orchard. Yeah, these guys definitely need to be able to do. For this to work nicely, these guys need to be able. We're all gonna need some more pots as well. And I think I'm gonna chop this guy down as well. And we make some pots and get those going. If you need fishies to feed the kitties, it's gonna be Friday Fishing Fleet in R9. Yeah, I know. A lot of people do Friday fishing, don't they? Guys, I know a good few different ones. I know Tony runs the one in R9, but I'm pretty sure there's someone else that also runs one. Like, there's another group that runs one in... I know there's someone else that also runs one in a different... But now I can't remember who. But yeah. There's a couple people that do Friday fishing. I think for now we're pretty... Oh, this area is gonna look... Once it's like set up, I think this area is gonna... I think we put something smaller in these spots over here, not another big tree. And we have beaches at the back there. I feel like that's gonna... aesthetic. Oh. We're chopping down trees to grow trees. Don't question it. Okay. Let me... avoid anything spawning over these spots just yet. Then let's get the resources together. I need 4 times whatever this is. So 40 trunks, 4 pots. First the pots cooking. I need 5 pots as well because I need another one for the blossom. Let's get 5 pots. Ah. Get a couple extra. Wrapping. We're gonna need a bunch anyway. Those out. Let's... Oh, we are on top. I didn't swap to leather that entire time that I was gathering because I'm a dummy. I thought I had swapped. Apparently I had swapped back. Don't know when. Okay. Once we get the pots made, we can start firing those, and I'll grab the trunks, fertilizer, and peach seeds. Then I think we go out and we start gathering more cherry blossoms. Let me see. We need... ringing from 6.4. Actually forgot. Or 5. 0.8. Not too great. We're getting drop progress on your... Yes! You should be. If the drop campaign should be live, so you should be making progress, yes. All drops are enabled. You should be getting progress on basically anyone's channel, because they shouldn't be locked to any specific requirement. I got less than an hour somehow. What does happen sometimes, and that's kind of part of Twitch. Twitch does some weird things. Oh right, I forgot that these. Need those sticks for later. I'm gonna put this. Twitch does a little bit of a weird thing at times, where if you have more than one stream open, and sometimes even when you only have one stream open, it can not count every minute that you're in that stream, and the drops update periodically. Just have you? Yeah, so even sometimes when you're in just one stream, I'm not entirely sure what it is, because I've noticed this a few times. There are periods of time, and I'm not sure if it has to do with being inactive on the website, or being, like, in a different, like, when you have a game open instead of actively being on the tab, where even for, like, a few minutes, it'll stop counting you as watching, despite you being there the entire time. It's something really weird that Twitch does. But also, the other thing with the drops is sometimes they update a little bit slowly. So even though you've been there for an hour, it might only have counted the first, like, however many minutes. And then once, like, a bit more time passes by, it'll suddenly count the rest again. But yeah, it should definitely make some progress. I despise activity trackers. I already get that at work. Yeah. I don't like it, and I'm not sure what it is. The thing is, I've been trying to figure out what causes it. Because, so one of the things that I have here is we have in the bot, in the chat bot, we have a lurk system. So if you do ! lurk, it'll start counting your lurk progress. And, like, basically keep counting until you either leave the chat or do ! unlurk. I haven't been getting drops either by watching you. So, okay, let me finish what I was saying and then because otherwise I'm gonna mix my brainwaves. Yeah, if you like, so the way the lurk one works is like it'll start counting the time that you're lurking, and it basically adds it up to a sort of leaderboard thing. It's just a fun little thing for like people that like to track the amount of time they spend lurking. However, one of the stipulations is it either unlurks you when you stop lurking, when you type exclamation unlurk, or it unlurks you when you leave the chat. Now, a lot of times people end up disappearing, or like they'll do exclamation unlurk, and the bot will already say that they are not lurking because it will have removed them because at some point they disappeared from chat, even though they've been in the chat the entire time. So something on Twitch's end makes people disappear from a chat for a period of time. And I'm not entirely sure what it is. Scratch that, I'm just blind. No, you're all good, you're all good. Like I said, the other thing with drops is Twitch's drops don't update in real time. I've had a number of times where I'm watching somebody for drops and only like if the drop requires me to watch for like 2 hours, sometimes only after I've been watching for like 2.5 or 3 hours does it suddenly say, hey, you've been watching for 2 hours. Again, don't know why it does that. Kind of just Twitch being Twitch, but it is a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. 2-1. Do you even appear if I put you down? Do a little bit. Okay, I won't put you there. How does this look? I know what that actually looks. Sprinkle here. Batch around the tree. But yeah, its Twitch drops have tended to be a little bit weird. Oh, really? Okay. More than I realized. Twitch drops tend to be a little bit weird at times. Not entirely sure what causes that and why, because sometimes they seem to be really smooth and then other times they're really wonky. I've noticed with the Bitcraft ones as well that I tend to have to watch more hours than it claims. And that's definitely not something on like the dev side. That's 100% something on like Twitch's side that's causing that. Yeah. A little annoying. Lately seems like I need to watch 16 hours to get 8 hours of credit. Ugh. Are you... How much of that time are you like actively tabbed into Twitch? If you don't mind me. Like, how much of the time are you, like, do you have Twitch on your second monitor while you're playing a game? And how much of that time are you actively, like, watching? You know? I got Moongill Star Drive progress without even trying, but the Bitcraft is always weird. The Twitch is always on my second monitor. Yeah, but I mean, like, when it's on your second monitor, like, how much of the time are you actively, like, in Twitch, you know, when you're typing and chatting? And then how much is, like, Twitch on your second screen while you're playing a game or something else? I'm trying to figure out if that maybe impacts it as well. If Twitch somehow like has found a way to monitor when you're like AFK watching, which would be very stinky if that's something that they've been monitoring now. That would really suck. just putting that out there right now. That would be extremely sucky to it. How does this look? I kind of like this. I don't like this. That the two are kind of clipping through each other. But otherwise, fine. It is open, not muted, the active tab. It's just that I'm playing the game. I was doing the same from Ringo Star Drive though. Okay, so maybe, I don't know. Need to write a strongly worded letter to the Twitch execs. Exactly. We just need we need to get up in arms and scream at Twitch for a bit. I really don't know what causes it. Because I've noticed that problem myself as well. When I'm like watching streams where sometimes the progress requires way more time. Like actually a really good one is so I don't know if anyone else was watching, but I mean, well, I know there were lots of people watching, but I don't know if anyone that was here was watching the NASA Artemis 2 mission. I watched the first 2 streams of it, so the takeoff and then when they were in orbit. I watched those ones on YouTube. But then I realized, only after that did I find out that they had an event on Twitch, that if you watched it on Twitch, you would get like the chat badge. So I was like, you know what, sure, I'll watch the splashdown on Twitch. And you only needed to watch for, I think, like 2 hours to get it. To get the chat badge. I ended up, after already watching for like 3 hours, I still hadn't made enough progress to get the chat badge, despite having the tab open the entire time and like actively watching it the entire time. It was only like at like the 3.5 hour mark that I actually got the 2 hour progress drop. So I think part of it might also just be that it's a bit slow. Whatever they're using to track seems to kind of lag a bit at times. Nope, that's not what I want. Need to go. Still stinky, but I seem to be getting some credit now that I'm complaining. The Twitch mods are lurking. They're watching. They know. They're like, shit, he's up to us. We've been actively sabotaging this Catboy's channel to make sure that you don't get any drops here so that people will go elsewhere. And now he's on to us, so we need to fix it. Yeah, no idea. It's a very weird one. But yeah, no, you are supposed to, at least know that you are supposed to be getting your drops here, and you will make your progress on your drops. I also do plan to do multiple Bitcraft streams, so within the drop period, so there will be more than enough time for you guys to get the drops. And of course, after I end tonight, we'll raid into another Bitcraft partner, or other Bitcraft streamer if there are no partners online, to continue your drop progress. So we will make sure that everybody gets their drops. No matter how stinky Twitch tries to be about it. Get that over there. Actually, I can just... Oh god, my legs! I lost my legs! What? Star? What kind of shadow clone technique did you just pop out here? Huh? Secret clone? Yeah, it is a complete one-to-one for you. So no, yeah, no, that's just Star's secret clone. That's one way to speed up your work. Is just make 2 of you. Yep. Star practices clone jutsu. Yep. But I want my tiara right, meow. That's fair. Same, honestly. I want that tiara as fast as possible. I need the purple tiara. I have a mighty need. Purple. I need to figure out what to go. You got the red cube again? Oh, no. No. I'm curious. Oh my god, there's so many things that I have drops for already. Yeah, so my drops... See, this is where it's also weird, right? So I have streams open of... like some of the other partners and some of my friends who are currently streaming Bitcraft. And I've got those open on a separate tab. Like I'm not even tabbed into that tab right now because obviously I'm on the tab of my own dashboard so that I can see your guys chatting. And yet I have made progress and I have already received my first cube. That being said, the friend that I'm watching has been streaming for almost 3 hours now, and I've only made about 1 hour of progress. So there's definitely something weird up with how Twitch is counting the progress specifically on Bitcraft streams. It started at 6. It started an hour and a half ago. But I should be an hour and a half of my progress in. Well, it started at 6 my time, so. The drop, no. The drops only started an hour and a half ago, so you should only be, at most, an hour and a half in to your drop progress. And that's also assuming that the drops went in, right? But like mine, so I should also be an hour and a half in, but I've only got just to an hour now. So it's like terrified. I'm like an hour and 10 minutes. Okay, so it's not too bad then. You're not too bad off. Oh no, we don't have any wood tier 3 trunks. Even though I've been watching continuously since before the drop period start. Yeah, I was gonna say, you were here before the drop period. So you should also be at an hour and a half. So it's eaten 20 minutes of your time for some reason. The drops inventory didn't show up when you started stream. I know, Star. Because the drops weren't live when I started stream. I started stream 2.5 hours ago. The drops started an hour and a half ago. So only an hour into stream, the drops started. Which means that right now, at most, you should have exactly 1 hour and 40 minutes of drops. Progress. If you were here for the last hour and 40 minutes. You would not be able to have more because the drops weren't visible to you guys until now. They're only visible to you once the drops campaign starts. And you only make progress once the drops campaign starts. Does it make sense? But drops. I mean, fair. Fair. You make a fair point there. Like I said, I won't be able to go for an 8-hour stream today because we have movie night tonight. But what I'll We'll probably hit at least about 3 to 4 hours in. And then that's when I will have to stop at least. But then, like, I'm 90% sure that, like, someone like Tony will probably still be live. So then we will, like, raid into him. 4 or 5. And otherwise, I'm sure, like, there should be plenty of others that are still live. In an hour and a half. 2 hours from now. And the pots. Everything. Shock Tour is also pretty late, yeah. I don't know if Shock Tour starts around the time that I finish, though. I'm pretty sure Shock Tour normally starts later than when I finish. I don't know if we'll be able. Need only 100. Okay. He doesn't start until, yeah, exactly, 9:30 minus 6. That's way after I've stopped. So we won't be able to say hi to Shock Tour, but there should be, to my knowledge, there's essentially they've spread out the partners to the point that there's basically someone online there's basically there's a partner who's in a normal time zone at any hour of the day. So there should be someone online for like most of the time this entire week. What did I want to do? Trunks. Need tier 3. So let's get on our deer. And find some tier 3 wood. Also, I might have been a bit crazy and processed all the tier 3s. Damn it, Star. I was... Oh? Star? Would you mind explaining to me what you're doing? Oh! There's just 2 of you just inside of each other. Oh, now there's only 1 of you. Well, you enjoy chopping that whatever you're chopping. But yeah, I did notice because all the trunks were gone. So I'm also gonna try and see if I can find a few extra because we need 10 trunks per tree. But also if we want to start getting more cherry blossoms up. Or do you want to work on those trunks and I'll just go out and gather some more cherry blossoms? Is that good for you as well? It's a tier 11 tree. Star has found it. The legendary state. I really want to come up there with my ult in the same fit. You should. If that would be very fun. That would be very funny. Yeah, Star, if you wanna get the cause we need 50 trunks for the tree blueprints that I've left there by the orchard area. If you would wanna gather those, then I can go back to getting some more of the cherry blossoms for our tree. Most probably if you go far enough, then come back, I might split again. I'm assuming so, yeah. You've heard of split personality. Well, Star just has split identities. Split physical bodies. but the same personality between them. You know, one thing that I kind of wish? I do kind of wish that there would be a way to color your cosmetics in the game. She's reproducing via mitosis. That's it. Star has unlocked the power of asexual reproduction. That's what's happening here. He's just splitting in two. And then both of those stars are going to split in two afterwards, and suddenly we're going to have 4 star pendants running around. Slowly but surely, she'll just take over the entirety of the claim. I was going to say something and now I forgot. What? Ruby lost her heart, but it was just on her the entire time. Ruby, you sweet, sweet innocent. Beautiful. You gotta grind those T1 resources somehow. You know, you're not wrong, actually. I have contemplated sometimes, like, it would be really nice to have an alt to just help gather resources. To just toss in to, like, constantly process something for me. I've debated on it. I haven't gone through with it, because I don't think I'd actually use it that much. Because I honestly spend so much time in it when I'm playing Bitcraft, just kind of running around, not sure what to do next anyway, that I think actually having an alt is probably not going to be as useful. But I have thought about it. Has too many plans. My plans are like 90. No, see, don't get me wrong. I do have plans, and I do have ideas of things I need to do. But then I end up in like a kind of state of executive dysfunction. And I just kind of hover around, not sure what plan to work on, right? So like right now, I'm gathering a few more of these blossoms to help with like decorating and stuff like that. And I need to gather a bunch of these blossoms because I want to put them along the road that you saw there. But I also we need to actually finish off that area that we're working on. The orchard area. I need to also figure out if I can fit the apiaries in there without them looking like out of place. But then on top of that, I probably will need to give the apiaries there an area though, to be honest. On top of that, I still need to rework our mining and smithing areas that I've been meaning to do for a while. And what's dependent on that as well is reworking the kitchen area. Like the kitchen's expansion. Both of those have been needed to be done for a while. Paving out the town center still needs to be done. Settling in the NPCs into like their own like set area still needs to be done. Kitty has jumped off of the bed because she hates me. I see you. She just blinked at me and did a little meow. And turn the cat cam off while she's not on the bed. I think she wants to go out. 1 second, chat. Feline hath been released. Yeah. Then I wanted a forestry crit ring to make it faster, so now I'm prospecting. Ugh. Yeah. I can't convince myself to make the crit rings. Oh. Should at least have my gathering stuff. Like, I've got an Argent ring, and I really... The thing that puts me off on the crit ring is I don't want to lose the stamina regen. I know it's only 0.1 per second. But it's... When you have like 400 stamina, it's an extra 40, right? If not, it's more than an extra 40 because my gathering speed is not yet at the rate. It's not at a rate. As long as your gathering speed is above 1 second, then using the normal Argent ring gives you essentially a 10% increase in your overall stamina for gathering. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Star, why are you haunting me? What? Wherever I go, there is a ghost of a star just there. Ow! How did this one even end up here? The other two were close to you. You're nowhere near me now. You're playing Phasmophobia? I think your sanity is low. You know, that might be it. I think we're dealing with a ghost event. Speaking of Phasmophobia, I know they do have another event coming. I need to actually check with Tally. I want to do another Phasmo. This is okay. You know, I'm just gonna leave the ghost. You know, have a nice day, Ghost of Star. Ghost pendant. Is that what we call this one? Every time I run along this road, I feel so satisfied. It makes me happy. The road makes me happy. We made such good progress. Oh, right. I forgot that I was still baking ingots here. It's times like this that I kind of wish I could have packed the Pyrolite ore concentrate and brought it home instead. I might need to see if we can store... Hi, Ruby! Oh, hi! Hello... Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the ASMR, Sorelian. Hi, Raiders. Welcome on in. How's it going? How are you doing today, Ruby? I hope you had a good stream. Did you have a good time in Bitcraft? I don't think Plies isn't currently here, so let me give you a quick little shouty wouty. There you go. Enjoy. Yes. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. My name is Endo. You can call me Sen. I am your local resident chaotic cat boy who likes to play a variety of video games, ranging from cozy to horror and everything in between. Today, well, you should be familiar with it, but we're playing Bitcraft. Sure, you already saw a bunch with Ruby. We're going out, we're gathering some cherry blossoms to try and decorate our claim as much as possible, because we need to have all the pretty trees everywhere.
blossoms on either side. So, I hope you're ready to watch me chop down a lot of cherry blossom trees to collect them. But yeah, I hope your stream was good, Ruby. I hope you had fun. Also, for those that are Bitcraft players among us, we currently do have drops live. So, feel free to sit around and hang out. You'll be making progress on your drops. And once the stream comes to an end, we are going to be raiding out into another Bitcraft partner to let you keep making that drop progress so that you can get your pretty purple tiara. So enjoy that, enjoy that. Welcome in Sorelian, welcome in Ruby, welcome in Nether. How you lovelies doing? The Meowsters are here to blossom. I love that so much. I love that so much. Yes, tried to get more much blossoms. Got killed by jackals twice. Oh no. Ruby, if you needed help, you should have shouted. I would have been down to come help you. We could have gone together. Oh yeah, are we storing? So right now, the cherry blossom seeds, if you go into the carpentry area, there is another chest on the side next to the forestry station that's just called tree seeds. We've just been putting them in the tree seeds chest for now. And the blossoms, everyone's just kind of been keeping in their own bank since the blossoms are primarily for yourself. You don't need the blossom flowers to craft more trees. You only need them to make your flower crowns and to pave the ground a little bit. It's fine, I think the tree I was chopping was near a den and I was being stubborn. Fair. Very fair, very fair. Understandable. I probably would have been that stubborn too, so don't worry.
Oh. And with that, the 3 minutes of ASMR are through. I still need to do what Zozo asked to put the 2 different options in. So you can pick. Thank you for telling Star Ruby. But yeah, I'm trying to go out and gather a couple extras now to just fill up our supply. And then, saving for the come hither ye. you know what, actually. While he's chopping that tree, I can make the redeem adjustments right now. And let's go. Channel points. I went to go redeem it again as soon as it's over, but there's a cooldown. Yep. The cooldown's there because there are people that don't like the ASMR. So I want to balance it out a bit so that it's not constantly forced on them. Boop. Boops, you're back. Cat pics in the cord. Thank you, kitten. Thank you. Let's see. Let's take a look-see into the pet parlor. Oh. Oh, what a sweet little bean. Oh, the pancaking is so cute. Oh, the one with the blanket. Oh, oh, what a loving little stare. Oh, what a sweet bean. Oh my god, I'm absolutely in love with this sweetest little bean. Oh, I want to cry. They're so cute. What is your kitty's name? If you don't mind me asking. You're free, Nether. You're safe for now. Nether is the same as me, no like ASMR? Yeah. See, that's why it has a cooldown, right? There are people that like it, there are people that do not like it. So by having both options, you get to choose. And by having it have a cool, like, and trying to present to both by giving you a cooldown. So the ones that want it can get it, but then the ones that don't want it can take a moment. Okay. I can't call it come hither because the text box is too the description limit is too short. So I'm just gonna call it talk. You can either do whisper or talk. There we go. Save. So it should be adjusted. You should now be able to put in a text box when you're choosing. But there you go. Was intending to name him after Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but memory failed. So now his name is a mix of Sokka and Zuko, and he has the personality of both. What a glorious little bean. What a glorious... It's Suko. I love Suko. Suko is so cute. What the heck? What the heck? That's such a good name. Oh, what a lovely little bean. And he's not chunky at all. He has a lot of fluff though. That's fair. I know that. One of my kitties, Simba, is the same. Simba looks very chunky, but he's actually just got a very dense fluff coat around him. Oh. Jackal, go away. No one's here for your nonsense. Right. Yeah, he's just a big fluffy boy. He's not actually like fat. Even though sometimes it can look like he is. There's a mystic and legendary version of... Oh, yeah. Oh, you showing Ruby the Uggo? Uggo is glorious. Uggo is love. Uggo is life. Hi, Sake. Hello, cutie Sake, Momo. How is Sake doing today? How is Sake today? I hope you're having a good day, lovely. Need to cut my nails. I just realized they've gotten very long. His stomach pouch also hangs quite a bit. There's no fat in there, but it also makes... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's normal, especially when cats get a little bit older, because they have extra skin between their stomach and their hind legs, because they need it there to stretch when they're jumping, because, right, their legs go very far back. Especially when they're jumping or running. So they need that extra skin there to be able to have that range of motion. But when they're younger, that skin kind of still pulls a bit tighter, and as they start to get a little bit older, it starts to sag more and more. Yee, the little belly flap. For the young cats, it tends to, the skin still kind of stretches back. But eventually that elasticity starts to pull back.
Sucko is not fat, his primordial pouch hangs low.
Exactly. Exactly, Nether. That is correct. Also, defense against rabbit kicks from other cats. Exactly. My Horatio had a big belly flap for his long ass. And Nala also has a pretty long, a pretty big belly flap. Nala was also a little bit overweight at one point, so that also doesn't help. She's lost it all. She's a skinny kitty again, but there was a bit of time where she was chunky. And when she was chunky, that also didn't help with, you know, not stretching out the flap. So. Hi, hi. Bonk the jackal. Bonk the jackal. Get him out. Get. Get on, get. They're still fed. Got a couple seeds. Not too many though. I wonder if it's possible to drop the blossom mask more than once. I assume it is, but... It is, I has to. Oh, nice! Congrats, good job. Yeah, I still only have the one right now. But it would be nice if I can drop a second one to give to friends. For any friends that aren't able to get it in time. You know, my boys got it and they're almost 2 years. My monster tomcat, I miss him. Aww. I honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna... Like, I know Nala's getting old, right? Nala's starting to get to... She's on the elderly end. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do when, like, the eventual time comes and Nala passes away. Like, I genuinely have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'll probably, like, if I disappear from the world for, like, a month, you'll know why. I think I would just cease to function. My boys got it and they're almost 2 years. Yeah, no, because that means they're already, like, full-on adults. Like, when they're kittens and still young, it's that's when they get the floppy. That's when it's still kind of tight. It's still pretty, like, tight around that area, and as soon as they start to get to adulthood, it starts to sag a little. Flip a table, cry a lot, get kittens. Pretty much, that's basically the strategy, but... Makes me want to cry just thinking about Mouse no longer. I know. I know. They don't bunny kick that area, they kick each other's heads. Oh my. Yeah, but that's because you got 2 boys, so they're gonna roughhouse a lot. They're just like a real life sibling. Like, they're just like human siblings. They're gonna fight each other. They're always gonna find an excuse to bully one another a bit more. Keep running. And find some more twees out here. I will say, I do think it was really good of us to go and get those peaches as soon as the patch dropped, Dar, because I have not been seeing peaches since. I've barely ever seen, like, any peach trees since then. don't think I could live without a cat, but I definitely think would need a good big period without to get used to it. But she's doing good, so hopefully have a good few more. Yeah, cats can live a lot longer than like what people think. Like, especially a particularly stubborn cat can easily get up to like 18, 19, 20 years old. It happens. A really healthy cat or a really stubborn one. Their pure spite for the universe just like keeps them going, you know? There's someone out here fighting a jackal. Are they okay? I see a dot and I see a jackal, so I'm like, cool. Oh. Ah, okay. They're chopping a tree. Oh, that's you! It's a star. I saw a good few beech trees today. Nice. Yeah, there are a couple, but I have noticed they're a lot more sparse. Like when Star and I first went out yesterday, right after the patch dropped, I think we got at least like six trees like almost next to each other kind of thing. So many peach trees. And now they're a bit more spread out. My bank balance might die before her if she keeps making me take her to the vets. Oh, Mouse. This is what I'm saying. Mouse will live on in pure spite. Just to drain your bank balance. Prospect leads to water, but cannot prospect in water. Oh no! Is there maybe like a small little island just like slightly out of render distance? You're mentioning Peaches got the song Peaches by the Presidents of the United States of America stuck in my head. What? I am unfamiliar with this song, Nylan. Nylan. I have not heard of this song, nor have I heard of... Well, I've heard of the Presidents of the USA, but I have not heard of the band, the Presidents of the United States of America. Or whatever musical group that is. 90 pounds the other day, she was squinty, eye drops day 2, and she's already looking better. Oh, Mouse. She's just here to bully you. I got as close to the coast as I could and managed to get it, but center of prospect was definitely offshore. Oh no. Her life purpose from now on. Yeah, she's just here to bully. Mouse is like, how shall I bully my human today? What evil thing shall I do? The president of the USA plays some very weird music. And you could be talking about reality or the band right now. The band from the 90s, I only know it because my dad used to play the music video when I was a kid. Oh. Interesting. I'm very curious. I only know it because one or two of their songs was on Rock Band 2. Never played that either. Yeah, no, that makes sense that I don't know them. Fair. Interesting. I might have to look it up now, because now you've piqued my curiosity. I just need the really rare tiara. Gotta get those petals, Star. It's time. Stack up your petals. Get your tiara ready. Hi. Sake. How is Sake doing today? How is Sake? I'll send you the video to view later. Perfect. Thank you. Also, Nilan, did you hear my question? Or did you see my message on Discord? Did you want to explore through the event stuff on Sky together? Or have you already started the quest? Oh, did I miss something then? I mentioned earlier the event only has. Oh, are the quests timed? I must have missed your message. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's 2 weeks before the. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. I'm assuming you've done the first one then already. So then I guess I will pop on and do that one tonight after stream and review night maybe. And then go gather as many candles as I can. And get all the pretty things. I play dangerous game. I tickle the toe beans while my kitty stares at my finger with the I'm about to pounce face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I would do that too. Although, to be fair, Nala never gives me those. Simba doesn't do it either. Nala and Simba are very, very careful. Like, they'll play with me. Like, I'll play with them. But they won't. They're always very careful not to use their claws or to bite. At most, I would get, like, a single tippy tap. The only time Simba, like, bites is when he was younger, he would bite your toes over the, like, through the blanket. But then he wouldn't bite hard. He just kind of put his mouth around it to, like, catch it. But he wouldn't actually, like, bite. So it didn't hurt. Look at the cute. Oh, Sake has stolen Ruby into the pillow fort for snuggles. Oh my god. Yep. Mine will bite, but there's 0 force. He won't break skin. Yeah. You know, when it comes to, like, if they know it's, like, so for, like, with Simba biting the toes, it's because he sees the movement under the blanket, but he doesn't know it's us. As soon as Nala or Simba know it's us, like if they see my hand or they see my foot or whatever, they're extremely careful. I think they've literally, not once have I been like scratched or bitten by them, by either of them. Oh, there's some peaches. So many peaches. Another one there. Okay, never mind. There are a lot more peaches. I guess I was just not in a peach heavy area. Now we're in the peach heavy area and there's a bunch again. Maybe I was wrong. They seem to just be a bit more bunched together. Mouse has no issues causing me pain. She doesn't hurt Tao. She knows he won't take any shit. Oh. Poor Ruby's getting bullied by her own cat. Arms and shoulders are full of holes or scratches. He doesn't intend to hurt, but he really likes to cling to me for his hugs. Aww. Yeah, no, I can like I'll pick up Nala and Simba, and then I will sometimes like they'll put their like a little bit of the claws will touch my like arm when they're holding on if I've picked them up. Nala will like actually hold on for a bit, but she doesn't really like to be lifted up for a very long time. Like for a bit she'll stand there or she'll like sit there and be like, okay, this is alright, and then after a bit she'll be like, okay, I wanna go down. Simba hates being picked. Simba absolutely hates being picked up. That's the only time you'll probably get scratched by him, is if you try to pick him up, because he will spin and whirl and scream and do everything to get to like wriggle out of your grasp, and then he'll like accidentally scratch you. But it's never like intentional. It's just he does not like being lifted up. That's very fun when we have to take him to the very, very fun. Oh, sorry about that. I wonder if this still happens. It does. Beautiful. Makes me happy. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I still need to put the... I still need to send them a little bug report of that one. I'll put that in a minute. The... the hexite charge is slowly squishing together. Blah, blah, blah. Jealous guys. I have been picking up Atlas a few times to desensitize him a bit. I've learned that what you're supposed to do is do all the things that cats allegedly hate when kittens like it, like not spilling, etc. Do it while they're a kitten, and they usually won't be grumps about it when they're older. Yes, to a certain extent, right? At the end of the day, cats have a personality just like we do. And so they will develop their own likes and dislikes in terms of behavior and interaction. But if they are like just like a real like human, just like a human child, by exposing them to certain interactions, it will then allow them to determine where they stand on it. So if you do like the belly scritches a bunch when they're a little kitten, or like lift them up a bunch when they're a kitten, then they'll be more likely to end up becoming comfortable with that when they're older than if you don't do it. But it's not a guarantee. So like Simba and Nala both got picked up a bunch as kittens for cuddles and stuff. And while Simba was okay with it when he was younger, when he got older, he started to dislike it more. And Nala, on the other hand, she's used to it, but she doesn't particularly like it. So she never asks to be picked up, but she's okay with being picked up for a little bit, particularly if it's like to take her somewhere. But that's just like their personality shining through. Simba's like, I'm a man now, unhand me. Exactly. Oh, hi, Star. Also, for a quick showdown of what I plan to do here. In this section, it's specifically this section of the word that I want to start using the cherry blossoms in. So the idea that I have, as you can see with the blueprints, is to put them here in these gaps. like this. So that they will like kind of frame the road. They won't quite be on the road, but they'll frame the road through these gaps like this. Just up until like the ledge starts to disappear, and then once the ledges go down here, then it'll be done. But the first bit is gonna be, would you mind if I came up there and graded those cliffs into slopes? Not all of them. Some of the cliffs are intentional. So these cliffs over here are specifically intentional. This spot over here is where we've started to grade already. So like over here and over here, we're going to be grading it to make it a bit smoother. We're still working on this patch. Like this area is going to be graded. This area still needs to be graded. Though this batch of cliffs over on that side though is intentional. The cliffs on this side will probably also be graded. And like back here along the rest of the road we're planning to grade. We might leave one more of the cliffs over on like this far end here. So like this one over here, I think we're also gonna leave. It's near the watchtower anyway, and it's already got a pretty decent slope and ends up here pretty. But like back here in particularly, like this area as well is one that we still need to start grading. So if you do want the construction experience, feel free to like, especially around here, it still needs a little bit more grading as well. And for any of the kitties that want to just do a little bit of construction and they haven't got something to work on right now, there was plenty of options here for some grading. But the one, like at least one of the cliffs is very much intentionally that we want to. I got bored smoothing that. No, that's fair. Like I said, you don't need to, like, it doesn't have to happen all in one go. But yeah, I do want to grade out the area a bit more so that there's like 2 high gaps at most. So that we get a little bit more accessibility. But these cliffs, the cliffs on this side in particular, like this is kind of the aesthetic. These cliffs add to the vibe of this part. Like a little tunnel. I want to keep that. Can the decor trees get cut down? No, they are decorations just like any of these other things. So they can be moved around, they can be picked up, they can be deconstructed. And if they're outside of your claim, anyone can deconstruct them. But otherwise, no, they are safe. The one that was here, I moved. Oh god. Oh dear. Yep, I've desynced. Alright, be right back. I probably need to restart the game anyway. Everything's been bugged out. Oh no. Oh, and there's a screaming cat again. La. Sorry, that's a bully Nala. There we go. The lag father has visited me, yes. The lag father has decided it was time to pay my dues. To join us when we do the roadworks? Yeah, I'm gonna set up the roadworks today. Because I want to have the roadworks up at least as much as possible for when we do the fashion show event. There we go. We're back. Yeah. Oh. I kind of love that this one's just spawned right over here. Might even no, but it's where the wall's gonna be. Let me see. Yeah. Happening. Ooh, yes. We're gonna be I'm still planning it, but I'm planning to do a little event together with some of the other partners. Oh. Yeah, this does look pretty cute. Right. Get off the deer real quick. The orchard. I think it's nicer like this with only the 2 cherry blossoms here. There does need to be something here. But yeah, I wanna... Are these all kind of rotated? I wanna rotate some of these. A little more... You can go like that. You can go like that. You go there. That. That. You go. Yeah, there we go. Now the trees have a little bit more variation in them. Oh, there. Maybe the branches, so then still getting some pink, but smaller? Yeah, that could be. Let me check. I'll bring the branch and the bonsai over. See if either of those look. Could also put the apiaries, because we also still need to actually have the beehives somewhere. Not quite sold them. Let's try you real quick. Come here. Come here, little beehive. Look different on way around. You do look different, but not quite. That's not it. But maybe. Ooh, okay, wait. We could put the beehives over on the side here. Okay, wait. I has idea. So need to so if we put like the beehives around here and then we put a few more like flowers in between them, we can cause like a nice little bit of decoration. Like beehive, flowers. Maybe one beehive there as well. Like one here. Next beehive. There. Maybe then this corner one doesn't. Try to tell what's like more correct angling for this beehive, but I think that's okay. And then we have little like flower beds around them here. Potentially we could put another like cherry blossom back over here. I wanna chop you quick. And we'll collect the salt. The salt does not need to. Gather this all real quick. I wish you could see the bees flying around it. That would be really nice. It would be nice if there was a little bit more animation around the beehive, I think. Even if it was just like a subtle, like every now and then a little bit of like glow or effect. Would be pretty nice. Maybe in the future, though. Tending dinner was too time consuming and got booted out of the game. Ruh-roh. More tree farming tomorrow. Yes, Ruby. I come. Alright. What are you making for tonight, Ruby? What are the dinner plans? What flowers do good? Ooh. Be nice if we could. I guess we could put them like this. Like. I wish we could have like a corner piece to like angle them around it. That would be very. Ooh. This could go here. Little batch of flowers there. Yeah, for the most part we've got like the little garden plot, but I want to have a little bit more. Do we have more variations? Or do I need to have higher construction skill before I can? Brico. Brico. Cozy cottage for skill for living. I feel like these aren't gonna have what I'm hoping for, but yeah. Not a whole lot of options there. Okay. Dang it, Brico. Oh, speaking of travelers though. You keep asking for leather. I don't want to give you my leather. I'll give you some bricks though. I can spare some bricks, but not some leather. Never mind, I can't spare some bricks either. Time to make the bricks, and then we can spare them. need just like a little bit more in terms of like gardening options. I'd love if we could plant like decorative versions of like the gatherable flowers. Like if I could get like a mixture of like the lavender and like the bluebells and some of the other flowers and put those around the beehives, that would be amazing. And also just for your like gardens in general, I think it would be really cool if you could get a decorative version. Worst case scenario, if you don't want it to look like the gatherable version, you could put the little like garden hedge around it like that. Or like put some dirt around it, or put something like around it to make it obviously not the normal resource, but a decorative version. Spaghetti bolognese, but with tagliatelle. Tagliatelle. Look at you being all fancy. There, please. Like a pot or a flower bed or something. Yeah, exactly. And then we could just have a decorative version of... Because they already have these pretty flowers in the game. Just let us plant them decoratively. Now. And then we'll be happy. Still grumbling about wanting more types of dishes? Well, I mean, we did just get new food added with the pies. Speaking of... But they're also still playing around with how the food system works. The problem with trying to add a bunch of new foods is they also need to figure out how the food is working, because people aren't quite satisfied with the food loop, the cooking loop right now. But I do think that what they've done with the pies is already a step in the right direction. So if you don't know, the way, as soon as I finish these bricks, I'm gonna put them in here to cook and then I'll show you. I don't know if you've seen how the pies work. What food would you need if you're already a snack? Hi, cook. Well, listen, we might be a snack, but you're a whole 3-course meal, and I'm hungry. So the way it works with pies, right? Pie. Is you get the pies and you put those in here and every time you cook a pie, you have a chance to get the normal common version, or you have a chance to get the high quality version. So instead of what you currently do to get higher quality food, which is cook it and then cook it again as the deluxe version, the pie here has a low and high quality version. But, and this is where I find it really interesting, and what I'd love to see more of in the general cooking system, is every time you cook the pies, you have a chance to get the other pie recipes. That's pretty normal, right? You process the food, you make the food, you have a chance to get the other recipes. Also, I do like this a lot more than the experiments thing that they had at the cooking station. I think this is nicer because the experiments always feel kind of stinky because it feels like you're wasting resources. So you have a chance to get the higher quality version, but you also have a chance to unlock Pie Mastery. When you unlock the Pie Mastery, it's a permanent knowledge increase to your character that then allows you a new version of the pie craft. So there we go. We got 3 high quality pies, and we got pie mastery. So there you go. Look, we just made our first 10 pies, and with those pies, we've unlocked Pie Mastery 1. Now, if you look over here at the oven, we should have a new pie recipe. So we had this one. This was the pie recipe that we had before, which was the common one. Now, we have the uncommon pie recipe. Now, for the uncommon pie recipe, you're going to have a higher level cooking requirement. So to cook the uncommon pies, you need level 50 cooking, whereas the common pies required level 40 cooking. However, the uncommon pie recipe is going to have a higher chance to create high quality pies instead of low quality pies. And again, it can give you the next tier of pie mastery. And each time you go up a tier in mastery, your likelihood of crafting a high quality versus a low quality is going to go up. And just keep going up from there. So instead of every time you get to the next new tier, alright, now you need to gather all the materials and you need to go and do it again and make the exact same recipe over and over again, and then refine it to get a higher quality one, you just have to do this. You just cook the recipe and you unlock the higher quality versions, and you get better at making the higher quality versions over time. So it actually gives you a feeling of like, the more you cook this recipe, the better you're getting at making it. And I think this is the way forward. I think we need more of this in the general way that cooking works, because it's going to feel a lot more satisfying. And there's a nicer progression to it. So there, you can see out of 20 pies, we made 4 high quality pies and 16 normal quality pies. Now, I don't know the exact odds, but like imagine once we get to uncommon, maybe we get 8 high quality pies out of 20. And then when we go to the next tier up from that, we might get like 12 high quality pies out of 20. On average. Like, you know, the averages will slowly go up over time, hopefully. And so you'll start to get more and more high quality pies as you cook them, and it's just because you've cooked a bunch of pies. Instead of you're just going up in tiers and you're spending extra resources. Now, I don't think the deluxe cooking thing is necessarily... Oh, wait. Where's the dishes? Here. I don't think the whole deluxe thing is necessarily bad. I do think there's still a world in which it's nice to be able to guarantee having better versions of your food. But I do think that in terms of satisfaction overall, instead of being like, oh, you just need to spend twice as much resource to get a higher quality food, I think having more of them go in this direction, where it's a chance, but you just have to cook a bunch, and the more you cook, the better you get at it, the more satisfying it's going to feel overall. I guess in my head, it would be cool that each tier would have more interesting and advanced meals. Like, it would be naturally with building cooking skill, I guess. But then I guess everything would have to work the same. Would bulk out the game too much, maybe. Different clothes, etc. would also be cool. I mean, yeah, different clothes would also be cool. The problem with locking new recipes behind a higher tier, right, is kind of the same issue that you're going to have with this, is everything that you put up at higher tiers is stuff you're denying players early on. So, especially when it comes to food buffs, stuff like the EXP, like these ones, the pies for experience and crit, that's something that you don't really need early on, so it's okay that that's something you're only going to start unlocking at tier 4 anyway. Right? It's a mechanic that's not like super important early on, but is a mechanic that becomes a lot more useful later on in the game, and so having it unlock later is not that big of an issue. Things like what the fish and bulbs do, for example, where it's crafting gathering speed or combat cooldown or movement multiplier, like all of these foods that we currently have are buffs that you want to have early on as well. So having those available from the get-go makes sense. And so when they're looking at adding new food to the game, they have to look at what the buff is and whether or not it's okay to lock that buff behind a higher tier, right? Because like if you were to lock the combat cooldown buff behind food that you could only make after tier 3 or 4, that would get really, really annoying for me, right? Especially people that want to do the dungeons. Same with like if you did that for like the movement multiplier or the construction speed bonus. All of those would be very annoying for people because those are things that you're going to engage with early on. This is a cool system. Or not even tiers, but learning more and more recipes as you skill up, maybe. I do think, like, again, learning recipes as you level and being able to unlock certain recipes as you hit certain level points. Again, it makes sense, but you have to be careful that you don't lock something that's important to players early on behind a level cap. Because it takes a while to level your cooking, right? You need to do a lot of cooking to level up and eventually be able to make the pies, for example. I'm gonna need to find a new chest for the pies as well, but for now I'm just gonna put them in this next chest. Yeah, it's a lot of... There's a lot of thought that needs to go into exactly how it is. I don't think that cooking is complete with this. But I do think that this mastery system is a step in the right direction for cooking overall. To make it a more satisfying loop and to make it feel like someone that's actually dedicating their time to cooking is a better cook than somebody who just kind of has done it every now and then on the side, right? And what I like about the mastery system as well is that because it's dedicated to whichever food you're cooking, it makes it almost so that you can specialize. So someone who cooks a bunch, let's say we're a bit further on down the line and we've got like 8 different recipes that can all increase in mastery. Someone who really, really focuses in on cooking a lot of pies might be able to get to like an epic rarity recipe or a legendary rarity recipe for the pies. And so when they cook pies, like 80% of their pies are high quality pies. But let's say one of the other recipes is a pasta, right? That you can make a pasta that you can also master. The person who's been focusing on mastering pies maybe hasn't made that many pastas. And so when they try to cook pastas, only like 2 or 3 of their pastas per batch turn out high quality. Whereas like 20 or 30% maybe turn out high quality. Whereas when it comes to their pies, 90% come out high quality. And so then you might have another person who instead really focuses in on making those pastas. And so because they're really good at making pasta, 80%, 90% of their pastas come out high quality, but most of their pies don't. And it creates this setting where as a person who likes to cook, as a person who wants to play or role play as a chef in the game, you can actually specialize what kind of chef you want to be and what role you want to fulfill. And then also everyone who's making and who's taking part in the cooking can start to spread out a bit. Ow. You know. Because right now, everyone who cooks just does the same thing over and over again, right? Like, Tally makes fish and bulbs, Star makes fish and bulbs, I make fish and bulbs. We all just make a bunch of fish and bulbs, and that's it. But once this system comes more into play, you might have Tally doing fish and bulbs, Star is doing pies, I'm doing, I don't know, shish kebabs, like, whatever. Like, if there's more different recipes that people can focus in on, people can really, like, hone in on providing a certain type of food and providing a certain resource to the claim in terms of food buffs. And I think that will give us a lot more diversity, and that helps with the different gameplay branches that, like, if you've been watching the dev streams, they've been talking about. But again, they have to look at how to make that work. Because you also can't lock certain recipes behind a certain level cap. I should probably also make something to eat. Yeah, I need to actually probably wrap up stream in a little bit, chat. We're gonna wrap up stream before the ad break comes around. Because I need to go eat. And then I need to get prepared, because it's movie night tonight. So again, if you want to join us for movie night, you better be ready. We're going to be watching the Dungeons and Dragons movie in about just over an hour from now. So I want pasta in Bitcraft, I know, right? Look, unlook. I think I'm gonna just wait for Mama Koki to get here soon, since we usually get takeout today. Ooh. I do like the diversity within the skill that allows for. Exactly. That's what I'm really excited for. I think this is a real good step in that direction for more diversity within the skill and allowing for more directions for you to progress in. Instead of only level go up, tier go up, it's now also like level go up, mastery go up. You know, whoever on the dev team came up with the mastery idea, they need a raise. They're a very smart cookie. Actually, maybe I'll put the. No, although when we go to tier 6, it's gonna be more. I think keep it down at the bottom here. Tree saps. Put those saps. Meow. There's one kind of pie I can help with, of course. Of course you can. Oh dear. Alright. I think, chat. I think that is roughly where we are going to wrap up for. I do like how we've set these apiaries over here, and I think I'm going to do the same on. I can't do the same. So maybe I'll look into seeing if I can squish another apiary in. Oh no, baby. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah. We need to figure out exactly what the rest of these apiaries are gonna do. Because I do like these two over here, and I think giving them some, like, flowers around them. Maybe we make a separate section for the apiaries in general, just over here. Next to it is also an option. Since they're not necessarily required for the same kind of stuff. It might be nice to just have, like, the trees lined up here, and then the bees. The trees and the bees. We'll play around with that a little more when the time comes. But for now, cutie patooties, we are going to wrap up the stream for today. But For those of you working on your Bitcraft drops, do not worry, do not fear, because we are going to go and find another one of our Bitcrafting friends. To go and give some love to. Yeah, while I start looking for somebody for us to go and say hi to, I want to make sure that all of you lovely beans know that whether you're here for a minute, whether you actually, you know, let's go sit over our new area while we wrap up. Let's go sit in our new pretty area. It's not fully complete, but I do think it's a good part of the way there now. Get you in here. There you go. We just there you go. Can even just hide myself there. Oh, there. There's a cute angle. Right. There we go. This is our new area. This is what we've worked on today. I'm honestly quite happy with it. I think it actually looks really good. It still needs a bit more detailing. I think I need to figure out something to put along the backs here a bit. Need to put some stuff around the apiaries there. But I think we made a good bit of progress. There's a little more to work on, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you spending your time here with me. I appreciate all the ideas and the bouncing around on things to do. Let's go see which are the Bitcrafters we can come see. What's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna bounce around, take a quick look, see at which one of the partners we're gonna raid into. But while I start looking for somebody to raid, I want to make sure that all of you lovely beans know that whether you're here for a minute, whether you're here for the whole stream, whether you're lurking, chatting, or anything in between, you are appreciated. And you are loved. And that's a fact, so don't you dare go trying to deny it, okay? Or I'll be very upset with you. Okay. We can go... You know what, let's return the love to Tony. Tony's doing Fishing Friday. And Tony was kind enough to raid us yesterday. So let's send a little bit of the kitty love back his way. I'll try to do a movie night with you guys for the first time, so see you soon. Yes, if you want to join us for Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, I think is what the full title of the movie is. I'm bad with movie titles. We will be starting that. Yes, Honor Among Thieves. We will be starting that in just under an hour. I'll be putting a ping in the Discord in a minute after we raid out for that. But we're gonna do, I think our raid message, I know exactly what we're gonna do for a raid message. We will hit Tony with a good old meowdy partner. If you do not have access to my emotes, then option 1 for AT Meowny in the channel point section right underneath
the chat, you can unlock a static emote of your choosing and unlock the cool emote to join us in on the raid. If you do not want to do that or cannot do that, you can just use Twitch's very own cool cat emote. You're all a bunch of cool cats, and that's a fact. I appreciate you lovely beans for hanging out with me. I will see you guys again on Sunday, where we will continue our bitcrafting shenanigans. And for those who don't end up getting their drops today, you'll be able to get those then. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Stay hydrated. And I love you lots. See you Sunday, and give lots of love to Tony. Okay, bye! Mwah! Mwah! You get two, because I love you extra today. Okay, bye.